What up, what up, what up? Alright. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on. So the last like 11 days there's been no volume on here, so you can see we're stuck inside of this range up here. So we got resistance up there, some support down here. Support down there on the daily, so we're kind of stuck inside this range back and forth, so we're gonna have to be careful kind of navigating this. I'm gonna put this down there, but I also want to mark this high point right here, as well as this low point. The reason I'm marking these two areas because this is the high of this range inside here, so around 7:30, I'm not sure if we'll get there today, but around 7:30 when volume kicks in, if we start breaking this high, I'm expecting price to continue to move up to the next level, which is somewhere up in here. Similarly, if this low is broken down there, then we have clean move to the left straight down to around 3,200 area. So those are kind of where we're going to target. I'm not sure if it's going to break out because we've been stuck inside this range for about almost 2 weeks now. So drop down to the 4-hour. So yeah, really ugly price action right now. Just still consolidating. There's not much to work with right now, so hopefully towards 7:30. What up, Peyton? One thing, this is inside of a range, but we do have this little area right here that's been rejected a couple times. So if on the 5-minute we start seeing some support build up right here and we see that push below there, we might be able to take some sells to continue on downwards to here, even down to 32,600. Look, as for buys, I really don't see much right now, just because it's so ugly over here. There's really nothing clean to look at. We did have this push down. How big a move is this? $292. Yeah, so we saw this push down, so I wouldn't be surprised if we correct this move on the open, because that's what New York session likes to do. It likes to do the opposite of whatever happened before the open to kind of get that same price and then continue back in the same direction. So we could see opening bell, we could see a push up into here somewhere, and then a continuation downwards. Look at the 5-minute. So we have this low right here, the one I was talking about in the hour. So only towards the New York Open will I take sells right here. If it starts breaking the low, I'm going to mark this as well, the low right here. If it starts breaking the low right there, take sell entries to continue downwards, targeting 32,600 around there. As for buys, there's really not much I would take a buy right now. Yes, you could argue that if you broke this high right here, you have a 54-point range to the top side. Probably not enough. And then if you broke this high right there, you have this gap right here, so it makes it a little tricky. 70-point range. So for now, we're watching this sells. Sells below here for now. Yeah. So basically the type of setup I'm looking for is, let me find my drawing tool. Where's my drawing tool? Okay. So basically I am looking for a setup where you have a resistance form, or sorry, support form, a rejection there, and then you kind of work around in this zone. So this zone kind of gives you this. That's kind of what we're seeing on the daily right here. So we had a push down. Now we're just sitting inside of there. So with volume momentum, we're expecting eventually it to break out. Now it hasn't been able to do this for the last 2 weeks, so hopefully either today or in the next couple of days we see it break out of the zone, so we can see a continuation to the downside. There's a lot of inefficiency down inside this range right here, so ultimately this is where I'm expecting US30 to go over the next couple weeks, is down inside 31,200 inside that area. So expecting bearish pressure down there. Let's go back up into here. So as for my setup, so this is kind of what we look like today. So we have a low that's been formed pre-New York Open. Opening bell was in about 18 minutes. So when you get opening bell, you get a lot of momentum, volume. That's basically the New York stock market open. So you're getting all those traders coming in, all those banks coming in, bringing all the volume to the market. So if you were to break a previous high that was made in pre-New York session, something that was not able to be broken before the volume came in, then those are good areas to target for when there's an open. So you had a high up here. So if price were to start pushing up here around 728, or sorry, yeah, 728, 928 Eastern time, you start breaking above here, that's where you can start taking buys. You can even use buy stops if you want right above this. Take buys right there. Need to edit this. Oh, how to do this. That's how. So if you were taking buys, you would want to wait for a break of the high up there. For the entry is on the break of the high. The stop loss, I generally place it below the 5-minute candle, the current 5-minute candle. So if you have a candle that looks like this, somewhere like right inside here, and it starts breaking upwards into here, SL would be underneath that candle, entry would be right here. First target would be at 1-to-1. So at 1-to-1, you'd take 70% of your profits off the table, which would be somewhere up here. You'd move your stop loss to break even right there, and then you let the rest run into areas that we can find on the left where it might turn around. So that's kind of how we're looking for buys. But today we're going to be looking for mainly for sells. Oops. Delete all that. I did. Oh well. Yeah, today we're looking for sells. So we have kind of the same setup. We're in a range, low, low. We start seeing in about 15-ish minutes, we start seeing price make candle down. Especially if it's already made a top wick. If it's made a top wick like this, and we start seeing it look like this to the downside, we can enter sells as soon as we break this level right here, with stops above that candle to continue to the downward side. So Let's go back. Sorry, I just gotta mark these up real quick again. The high and the low. Okay. Now we want to mark the absolute high and the low of this range. Again, so the reason why I'm marking these is because this is the highest point of the range, as well as if it break this high, you come look left, you see you have clean traffic right there. There was no problems with the move right here after this level. So basically we should see a mirror of this happen if we were to break this high right there. Same with this low down here. If you look left over here, you have clean movement down to at least 31,200 right there. So if we were to break that low, I'm expecting price to continue to move back down, down over there. So gosh, what's going on? So that's kind of like on a larger scale, looking at the higher time frames. So now we're inside a range, so it makes it difficult. We need to be careful. So definitely don't risk full amount while we're inside this range, because as you can see, these candles are going up and down, up and down, up and down. There's really no rhythm to anything. So we need to wait for a clear direction before we increase our risk. But if we drop down to the lower time frames, you can see that there's another level right here, another level of support. It's been formed, basically a range inside that daily range. So we have another low right here. So if we were to break down there below this low, our next move is down into 32,460, which is what we were ultimately trying to break. Buys, I'm not seeing anything for buys today, so I don't think I'll be taking any buys. Now the question comes up is if on the 5-minute we have an even smaller range. So if you kind of work your way down time frames, you can just kind of see how the ranges change. You get ranges inside of ranges inside of ranges. So how we could play this is, we now see that the 5-minute is kind of inside of this little range right here. So if we were to break out of this, we can expect a move to the next level, which is down here, 3,800, 32,800-ish, around there. So we're seeing some support form right here, as well as we already had a rejection over here. So I'm going to mark this low right here. And if we start seeing price break that in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be executing sells. And our sells will look something like this. So entry will be right below it. You can use either a manual entry, or you can use a buy or a sell stop. And we'll start seeing a candle that's breaking the low down like that. Stop will be right above the high of that, and we expect with the volume, the increase in volume that's coming into the market right now, and over the next 10 minutes, that with volume and momentum, it will continue through to our next target, which is 32,832, around there. So for now, we kind of just sit on our hands for the next couple minutes, and we kind of watch this. So one thing that I do use to make this a little easier is I use a magic keys. And that basically makes it easier to send a link in the chat to this. It basically makes it easier to be able to enter trades fast, because it auto calculates your lot size based on how big your stop loss is. So it makes it so you just input wherever you want your stop loss. I'm putting this in the chat. You just basically place your stop loss wherever you want it. It auto calculates your lot size based on how much you input that you want to risk, and it has a whole bunch of cool abilities to open trades, double trades, close partials. It makes it super fast. So when you're kind of scalping like this, you're able to get in and out as fast as you can, because it moves pretty fast around the open. So, but yeah, for now we just kind of wait. We watch this. We watch what happens. I'm not going to take buys. We can kind of use it as a learning experience today. We can kind of see how we could have caught it after, but I'm not going to be executing on any buys today because we're overall bearish. So what I could see happen with the bulls is you could see a break above here. Once it breaks above there, though, you don't have much room to the next level, so there's really no way I could take this trade. But if you were wanting to take buys, I would say buys above this level right here. Buys above 33,115. So, what's up, man? Good morning. But yeah, back to the 5 minutes. So basically, the 5 minute candle is how I take my entry. So you can see we kind of worked down from the daily. We went all the way down. We refined all of our zones. We found zones inside of this overall daily zone, and we kind of formulated a bias that if we're gonna go down today, a break below this would mean we're probably going to see a continuation downwards to around somewhere inside of this area right here. I really hope that this candle doesn't break the low, because I like my candles to have filled the upward range first, so create a top wick. A lot of times I've found that if you just break the low without any top wick, it will break the low and then come right back up and then make the top wick, which we don't want, because our stop loss is right above there, right? It's right above the high of the candle if you're taking sells. So I imagine on most brokers there actually is a top wick right here, though, because this gapped on TradingView. So we're starting to see some push down, volume starting to come in. Let's take a look at this. Keep an eye on the volume, see if we start. Yep, we're breaking the low right now. So I'm gonna actually take sells if we break a low down right in here. It's my stop right above the high. Okay. Now this one's risky because we're doing it, there's still 1 minute for this candle to close, so it very well could just wick down, close up inside in there. We're also 5 minutes before the open, so if we do see continuation, if we get a nice close here, we're in good business, because we could just see a continuation of the open. What we don't want to see in the open is we don't want to see a whipsaw, which tends to happen when we're in holiday season, because you don't have a good solid direction with a trend, because we're kind of stuck in this range right there. So a lot of times you'll see candles at the open make a quick push up, and then the candle will flip back down the other direction, kind of taking both ways, and then what you get is a candle that just looks like this, just a nice whipsaw. So hopefully we don't get that. Volume starting to pick up. currently in sells right here, so we'll see how this plays out. Targeting down there. I only risked half on this because I like to give my trades a second chance. So if we do get stopped up right here and then at the open in 5 minutes it starts to break the low again, then I'll be able to take another entry. So now we wait a couple minutes and the volume will start kicking in. So let's check this out. Wall Street lowers open. Yeah, strong labor market spurred worries that Federal Reserve could keep raising interest rates for longer than expected. So yeah, could still see interest rates rising over the next couple months, which means we could expect overall bearishness on the indices. Yeah, we're about to get stopped potentially on this. I don't like taking trades this close to the open without actually being at the open, because you see a lot of back and forth right before. So always risk less when doing that. Yeah, we'll just wait. We got about 3 minutes left for the open. We'll see if we get a nice push down for that. DXY, we didn't really look at this. Let's take a look. DXY, yeah, the open is volatile, exactly. So DXY, we're starting to break above. We've been kind of in the same zone or the same range, so it's breaking above here. I do expect it to continue pushing up. Next level of interest is right up inside here, 105.6. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I'm expecting it to keep going bullish for the next little bit. I know Peyton and Abdul called this move up on their channel, so good call there. It's close. Yeah, we're probably gonna get stopped on this one, but at the open we start seeing it push below back down there. We're gonna enter sell stops right underneath. Sell stops at 33.02 area, right around in there. So and then we're gonna try to learn how we could take buys if there's a nice opportunity. If we see a push up, then we're gonna have to figure out how we would have been able to catch that move. That's kind of what this is about, is seeing the moves, and then trading is only the first 20% of it. I think the most important part is after you trade is looking how you could have made more money off of it, how you could have gotten an entry off of it, how you could have lost more money, how you could have maybe you put your stop in the wrong place. Maybe you shouldn't have taken that entry because there's actually a major support right above it or something like that. So, or sorry, a major support right below it. But it's all about learning. So always got to look back over your trades and figure out how you could have done better. Because no matter what, even if you made money, there's always a way to there's always a way that you could have made more money there. So it's important to always look through all your trades. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to take buys above here, but I'm thinking what up, AB? I'm thinking that if it did break above here, you would have at least a move up into 33.170. Made a move up right before, so here's the open for us. So Starting to see push up a little bit. It's taking its time. You're gonna get no volume today. Yeah. Okay, so we're starting to see our push down. Break this low right there. You're gonna have a decent sized stop, but 76 points. You've got a target of about 180 points if it were to push down. So we'll see what happens. Right now it's looking pretty indecisive. Not sure what it's gonna do. Yeah, here comes our push down. And then one other thing I like to kind of keep in mind is whichever direction the 730, oh, here we go, breaking down below. Okay, so I just entered a sell down here. Stops right above there. See if we keep pushing down. So breaking that low. And we should see a continuation. We've got all the momentum and we've got all the volume on our side right now. So as long as we see a good bearish close right here and we don't see a wick that gets sucked up back in here, we should see a continuation downwards. And it does, like on this 5-minute candle, it will bounce around up inside here. It'll come up, it'll come down, it'll come up, it'll come down. It can even come up back inside the range sometimes. So that's just how it works. There's so much volume, so many trades coming in and out of the market right now that it can bounce back and forth quite a bit. So let's see, at 1-to-1, we're almost to 1-to-1. Okay, 1-to-1 was hit, so now we can move our stop loss to break even right down here. Stops at break even. So to close, I'm closing about 75% of my position right here. Closing 75% of my position, stops at break even, so we have zero risk on the table now. So we've made profit, we don't have any risk. Now I'm going to let the rest of it run. I'm going to take another half off the table as soon as we get to 32,900. Okay, I'm pushing down. What up, Peyton? So on the minute is what we're kind of looking at. You can see each candle just making new lows, new lows, new lows. You can keep an eye on the 1 minute. Once it starts once we stop making those lows, you could take more profit too. A lot of times you'll see a nice retracement back up into this area before it continues back down, which our stop loss is right up inside there. So you can definitely look at taking more profit off the table right here. But for now, I think I'm just gonna let it hold. If we get stopped out, it's fine. I already secured a good amount of profit. So for now, we just let it run, and then we call it a day and come back tomorrow. So my rule is if you take one trade and you win it, then I'm done for the day. So only one trade a day if I win that first trade. If I take one trade, I lose it, I'll give my bias a second opportunity, which you can see right here, which is what we did. we took a sell right there, impulse, and we dropped. So that was a win. Once you take a win, you're done for the day, come back tomorrow. So that's kind of my you got to create if you're gonna be successful, you got to create a trading plan. You can't just sit at the charts all day and just execute trades like this, because you only have really one time of high volume. So that's what we're kind of trying to take advantage of. You can see it was in this range. As soon as the opening bell came, we broke outside of it, we continued downward. So that doesn't happen at all times of the day. If you're in Asian session and you're just kind of bouncing back and forth, you have highs and lows, but you don't have any catalyst that's going to drive the market, you could just keep seeing break above and break below. You could just keep seeing wicks break above, then break back down low. You don't have that volume to push it up. That's kind of the method behind this. You have all that volume coming in the market, so it shouldn't come back inside this range. And if it does, then you're just wrong with your bias, and it's probably going the other direction, which happens. You can't be right 100% of the time. Another thing to note is to not be scared of wicks during this time. So you can see this kind of left a crazy wick. A lot of times you'll see this happen, and the next candle will usually fill it. So you can see what that kind of did here. So if you see that happen, you can take profit as it gets filled right there, because you know when you see these kind of rejection wicks, there's a decent probability that you're going to turn back around and go back up a little bit. So for now, we just leave our stop there and hope that we run to 32,900. Peyton, you guys take any trades today? No trades. You guys looking at anything? Just waiting? I'm ready. I think the last 2 weeks have been, yeah, FTMO playing for sure. Last 2 weeks have been pretty rough, so I'm excited for New Year for volume to start picking up, because this was bull. They haven't even given us a new account yet after process. Yeah, they do that. That happens to me all the time when with my Forex, my Forex funds. That's why I run multiple accounts. I don't combine them, so that I can request a withdrawal on one and have that other one trade. I don't ever request withdrawals on those all at the same time, because they'll leave you like a whole week of not giving you your account back. So yeah, I like to separate them. Okay, so our second target just got hit, 32,900. And next target ultimately is going to be the low. So we have this zone in here, so we could see rejection up in there and continue up. If not, we're gonna go to the old low, which is 32,814. Let's see, where can we? So now that we have taken our second profit, I'm moving my stop loss to right above this. Okay, so my stop's above here now, because we kind of made a new lower high, and then we're breaking this, made a new lower low. So we should see either continuation, we might see a retracement back up into here and then another push down, or if we break this, then we're probably going back up a little more. So stops above there, which will secure us even more profit. So we've secured profit once, right down here. We just took our second profit down at 32,900, and we have our stop loss in profit now. So just kind of securing all of our profits today. At this point, I think we are good for the day. Just kind of gonna let it run down, see if we get our final profit of 32,800. If not, our stop will get hit, but that's all good. So we had a good trade today. Took a loss at first, but then we rebounded. Definitely made all our money back in and some more. So got this move down, and we're going to continue pushing down. We're inside of this zone that I was talking about from the start. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it a day. So I will see you guys the same time tomorrow morning. So peace out and have a good day, fellas.